Are you willing to get the clarity you need to create the life you want? Hey, it's Heather Chauvin, wife, mother of 3 boys, former social worker, breadwinner, recovering hustler, and stage 4 cancer survivor. I'm not a fan of that term, by the way. Beyond all of these titles and labels, I'm a human being, just like you, attempting to navigate it all while feeling good. My goal on this podcast is to show you that you can live an energized, sustainable life, both at home and in your work. It doesn't matter if you stay at home full time, if you work from home, you're a CEO, a successful business owner, or trying to find some inspiration. On this show, I attempt to keep it real with stories, interviews, and random thoughts. This is not a business or career podcast, and it's not a parenting podcast. It's both and so much more. You will laugh. You may even cry, and you may even get a little frustrated with the truth you've been hiding from yourself. I believe all human behavior is a language, whether it's through your child's behavior, your health, or a relationship. And when we learn to listen instead of react, we begin to understand what it truly means to feel alive and in control. It's time to put your big girl pants on and find your brave. Let's go. Hey ladies, I'm back, and today I am recording this from beautiful Arizona. I am at an event with an amazing colleague. Her name is Heather Hubbard, and she runs masterminds for lawyers and ambitious women. And I'm here helping facilitate. A lot has happened in my personal life. While my family and I, my husband and my children are here, not here at the resort, but they're here in Arizona. And our plan was to travel for a month and to learn how to kind of manage all of that and homeschool the kids. And we've been planning and working on this for over a year. And the other day, our dog kind of turned ill really quickly, and that was Oliver. I talked about him on the podcast many times, and he is only 3 years old, or was only 3 years old, and yesterday we had to say goodbye. So it's still really, really fresh, and I may talk a little bit more about that and the lessons that I'm learning from, not even being able to say goodbye in person, and really trusting and supporting your community to love up on you and support you. Being here in a leadership role and having to keep my shit together, or feeling like I have to keep my shit together, has been really important to learn that you can be held and supported while grieving. And you can also choose joy and happiness while grieving, and that we can have pockets of time where we're opening our heart and letting the tears out, and then, putting up those walls and saying, okay, I got to get shit done, and then giving ourselves space to open it again. So if you hear birds, that's why. I'm sitting outside, and it is actually really effing chilly out here. But it's motivating me to get it done and get to the point of this podcast. So today I wanted to answer a question for you. And I have a fellow colleague, and she asked me what I think is a really, really important question. So she said to me, Heather, she's a physician, and she wants to retire from clinic, right? So being a traditional physician in 2 years, and that is her goal. And she's been working at this goal for a really long time, but now the commitment is 2 years and she's out. She has children and a husband and a life and all the things, right? All of the responsibilities. And the number one question she had is, what should I be focusing on? How can I get the most out of the time that I do have? And so the 3 things that I want to talk about today, so you can kind of write these points down, are you clear on what you want? So write that down. Are you clear on what you want? Do you know what your high leveraged actions are? And are you focused on them? And third, have you mastered your resistance personality type? So I didn't want to say, have you mastered resistance? Because I think resistance shows up very differently in everybody's life. So let's talk about it. Number one, clear vision. We all have wants, needs, and desires, right? And it's interesting because being in this space at this retreat, it's very much in alignment with my Soul Elite Mastermind, where these are highly ambitious women. They have seen the traditional success, not sex. They have seen the traditional success in their lives. They have the money, they have, all of that. And something deeper inside of them is like, I'm done. I want to make a bigger impact. I want this to be sustainable. Yes, they might be driven by revenue, but they know that there's more to life than that. That money will not bring them happiness. They want substance. They want legacy. So first, you have to get clear on where you're going. What do you want? Why are you even making a transition? Why are you seeking something? What is it that you're seeking? Sometimes I hear women say, I don't know what I want. Then why are you here? Why are you listening to this podcast? Why did you buy that book? Why do you go to the gym? Why are you eating healthier? Why are you trying to shift your perception? Why? And you have to learn to create space for yourself on a daily basis. On a daily basis, to start asking, what is it that I want? And so sometimes when we do that, resistance comes up, right? And you have to become aware and learn to master your resistance. It might be the chronic story that you don't have enough time. It might be an excuse that you just can't. You need to take ownership for that. Hey, I'm interrupting today's podcast to remind you to head on over to Heather Chauvin, spelled CHAUVIN.com/alive. The Alive 2020 experience is happening in Detroit, Michigan, February 6th and or 7th. Our VIP second day tickets are almost sold out, so don't wait. It's an intimate experience for ambitious women who are ready. Are you ready for this? To feel alive while they're still living. So, if you want to create more capacity, if you want to start getting out of your own way, if you want to take bigger risks, and you think you're ready for the Alive experience, then head on over to heatherchauvin.com/alive. And if you still have questions, go to that page at the bottom. There's a little intake form. You can put your name, your email address, and ask your question. It goes directly to my inbox, and I will respond personally. You are not alone. But in order to create the life that you want, whether it's at home or at work, you need to decide to take back control and take that risk and get outside your comfort zone. I look forward to seeing you there. heatherchauvin.com/alive. So once you're super clear on what you're after, right? So you're like, I want to be out. So to answer my friend's question, I want to be out in 2 years. I want to make, X amount of money when I'm done. How am I going to make that happen? So she has that clear vision. So I helped her map it out a little bit. And then I said, great. Now that you have the vision and you're super, super clear on it, what is the highest leveraged action that you need to focus on? So we got down to 2 or 3 actions that she needed to take on a daily basis consistently. And this shit is not sexy. I'm just being honest with you. It might be sexy the first few times. You might go, oh my gosh, that was so exhilarating. But as you continue to repeat it again and again and again and again, it's going to become second nature to you, and you are not going to get your rocks off. You're going to be like, this is boring. This is just like eating breakfast. And that's the whole point. If you were looking to get your passion and energy from consistent routine, you got to find it somewhere else. because I am an adrenaline junkie. Like, I love being challenged. I love challenging myself. So taking new risks is exciting for me. But being consistent with those risks when they're no longer challenging, that's my actual challenge. To sit and be consistent when I don't want to. So it's not about reinventing the wheel. If you want to start a podcast, then you podcast. Do that consistently. If you want to get more PR, like more connections, you want to connect with more influencers, then you got to do that consistently. If you want to speak more, then you got to do that. If you want to write a book, you have to play with the idea. You have to sit and write and be with yourself. If you want to feel better in your body, then you got to move it. If you want to feel better with your soul, then you got to sit with yourself. You have to be consistent with what you desire. You cannot just sit there once and think you're going to achieve everything. So this is where I find people get hung up. This is where they get blocked, because in my mastery coaching program, which is open, by the way, so if you want more details on that, just head on over to heatherchauvet.com/mastery. And you can click on the link there. It says, let's talk, and get you on a call for an intro or an intro call. Anywho, during that process, I'm teaching a strategic process and plan, and people are like, this is too easy. I want more. And I said, that's the problem. You're not implementing and being consistent with your action steps. When you start being consistent with the action steps, that's when the magic happens. And that's why you need help. That's why you need community and coaching, because we need each other. We need each other to be able to support one another in what is that clarity that you want and desire. And if you're not there, having a community to back you up, the challenges get bigger. And the last point I wanted to make about resistance personality types. Mastering your resistance personality type. So I'm not going to get scientific here, but what I'm trying to say is we all know that there are many different types of people. There are many different personality tests out there. And maybe one day I'll write a book on this. But not everybody's the same. And resistance will show up in your life differently as well. And it is so manipulative. So when I started this whole personal development journey, resistance showed up for me in sleep. I would get super tired when I had to do an uncomfortable task. And then I started to understand, I know what my body's doing. So I would test it. I would push the boundary a little bit. And then I broke through that barrier. So then resistance continued to show up in my life and go, I don't know what I want. I don't know. I'm good enough. Like, I'm good. I'm just a mom. Like, I don't need more. The kids are young. Meanwhile, underneath all of that, I'm angry and resentful. So when I listened to the anger and resentment, and I said, what do you want from me? Why are you here? It said, please pay attention to me. I want more. So then I would be in this battle with myself. So when I focused on what I wanted and not the shoulds and expectations of society and others, I became more alive. I became more happy. So mastering your resistance personality, all that means is continuously showing up and understanding yourself and paying attention to how resistance shows up in your life, because it will be unique and different for everybody else. And a quick tip for that is when you're about to do something hard and uncomfortable, what is your go-to story? What's your go-to physical thing that you do? You're like, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I have to sleep. Do you go to your phone? Do you run and hide? Sometimes I even had conversations with people yesterday, like meditation is actually a distraction for me sometimes. Because people are like, oh, I have to meditate. Oh, I have to journal. Oh, I have to do this. It's like, get that shit done in your morning routine. It doesn't just pop up and you do it whenever you want. If you have planned out in advance using energetic time management, if you don't know what that is, head on over to Mastery, heatherchauvin.com/mastery. This is a process that I bring you through. And if you have pre-planned and scheduled out your time to make shit happen, and then all of a sudden you're using an excuse to get in the way, that is resistance. And learning to honor yourself and have boundaries with yourself and love and respect yourself and your time and your energy, and say, you know what, I'm going to do this task, and then I'll reward myself with that nap, and then I'll reward myself with that walk, and then I'll reward myself with that food that I wanted to shove down my mouth. That is when you make magic happen, because you're choosing again and you're choosing a different action. Anything is possible. I've seen it happen. And I always ask myself, why is a full-time working mother who is busting her booty on a daily basis, who has a bigger dream, willing and capable and able, why is she seeing results when other people are not? And the truth is, she's willing to do the work. So, this is my challenge for you. If you are willing to do the work, do something about it. I want to talk to you. If you're ready for 2020 and you want to join us at Mastery or my event, Alive, it's in February. It's the 6th and the 7th. You can go to my website, heatherchauvin.com. You will see on the front page, it says Alive 2020. Click there. And if you want coaching, or maybe you want coaching and the in-person live experience, head on over to heatherchauvin.com/mastery. And let's talk. You can do this. Everything that you want and desire to create that sustainable life for you and your family, it is 100% possible. And when you let go of the belief that this needs to be hard and you need to die and suffer in order to create the financial wealth that you desire, the time freedom, the emotional freedom, you get tired of your own bullshit enough to say, I surrender, that is when magic happens. You got this. According to a study published on Fast Company, conducted at the University of Kansas, women are burning out at an alarming rate, even before having children. And that number rises with the additional responsibility of raising a family. And the gap between ambition and putting themselves in a position for promotion isn't going anywhere. Why, you ask? The world needs more empowered mothers. Women who are willing to unlearn everything that they've been taught. Women who are courageous enough to feel good and not feel guilty for it. I am living proof that you can feel alive, energized, peaceful, and put yourself on your own damn to-do list and make an even bigger impact in your children's lives and those around you. I want to show you how to think, how to act, how to behave, so you can step into that version of you that has been screaming for your attention. And the best part is, all you have to do is take the next step and invest 2 minutes of your time and book a complimentary call with someone on my team to see if my community and coaching is the right fit for your big vision. The relationships you desire, the money, time, and energy that you know deep down you are capable of creating. So head on over to heatherchauvin.com/let's talk. That's Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/let's talk. LETSTALK. And take the next step in the right direction. You are here because you were born to make a difference. Taking a stand for how you feel means you are taking a stand for how your children show up as adults. You've got this. Let's go.